topic for today's class is leaf, its types and modifications. And today we'll be discussing various aspects of leaf structure and modifications like morphological structure of leaf, types of leaves, wherein we'll be covering about the simple and compound leaves, then the kinds of stipules, phyllotaxy, and leaf modifications. So what is the objectives of today's class and what are the expected outcomes? The objective is you should be understanding the morphology of angiosperm leaf and their important modifications. And after this class, you should be able to identify different types of leaves, leaf modifications in relation to their functions. So with this introduction, let me go into the first part of today's lecture, that is morphological structure of a leaf. The leaf is a very familiar structure to all of us. It is the flat, expanded green structure attached to the stem at the region of the node. Now you know that the stem of a plant is divided into nodes and internodes. And at the nodal points, there are structures called leaves. And this leaf is the most important part of the plant because it is the main photosynthetic organ on the plant. And you know, photosynthesis is one of the vital functions of a plant, which provides organic food materials for the survival of the plant and also for the survival of all other organisms on this earth. So leaf is the structure which supports the entire organisms on this earth. If there is no leaf, if there is no photosynthesis, all heterotrophic organisms, animals like humans will not get food. Okay, so leaf becomes the most important and vital part of the plant. Now coming to the structure of a leaf, so it has got the important parts like petiole, leaf base, then lamina, leaf tip, veins, midrib, stipules, etc. Now this lamina is the green flat part, petiole is the stalk of the leaf, and the stipules are the appendages at the base where the petiole is attached to the stem. Now this point is actually called axil. Then there are veins. There is one prominent vein which is called as a midrib. Now this produces several branches which are called veins and veinlets. And the pattern of arrangement of these veins is called venation. Now all these things we'll study later. The leaf has got specific shape. The margin may be variable. It may be smooth or it may be dentate with the teeth-like projections, etc. The base tip of leaves come in various shapes. The tip may be acute or it may be obtuse or it may be elongate. It may be long like a tail. The base may be ovate or it may be cup-shaped. So various shapes of leaves are there. But typically a leaf will have a lamina, petiole, veins, etc. Okay. Now, depending on the presence or absence of petiole, again, two types of leaves are there. Remember this. If there is a petiole like this, if there is a stalk like this, then it is called petiolate. And some of the leaves may not be having a stalk. The leaf is directly attached to the stem. Then such leaves are called sessile leaves. Some of the leaves are sessile. Remember this. Okay. But a typical leaf will have all these parts: leaf base, petiole, stipules, leaf blade, midrib, and veins. Now next, we will go on to the types of leaves. Now basically, leaves are divided into two types, simple leaves and compound leaves. Now, what is a simple leaf? See, look at this diagram. Here, one petiole has only one leaf bed, an undivided leaf bed or lamina. These kind of leaves where a single petiole has a single undivided leaf blade or lamina, then such leaves are called simple leaves. And such simple leaves are found in plants like mango, hibiscus, etc. Now, compound leaves means the petiole will have divided or lobed lamina like this. So you can look at these two diagrams. Here, this is a petiole, but on the petiole, the leaf blades are divided, they are lobed. So you don't have a single undivided blade like this, but the lamina is divided into many lobes. So one petiole, if it has many separate leaf blades or the divided leaf blades, then such leaves are called as compound leaves, and each such leaf blade or lobes of the blade is called pinna. So this is a pinna. So if the petiole has got many pinna, then it is called compound leaf. If it has got a single lamina, then it is called simple leaf. Hope now the difference between a simple leaf and a compound leaf is clear. Now coming to compound leaves, there are two types of compound leaves. One is called palmately compound leaf. The other one is called pinnately compound leaf. Now what is the difference? Now look at these two. Both are compound leaves because on the same petiole, there are many lamina or lobes. Now look at the arrangement of this pinna. Now here, the pinna are arranged laterally from base to tip of the petiole. Now actually the petiole of a compound leaf is called as rachis. So this is the rachis. All along the rachis on either side, you will see pinna are arranged laterally. Whereas look at this, all the pinna are arranged on a single point at the tip of the rachis. So this is the rachis, and all the pinna originate or develop from a single point. But here they are arranged at different points laterally. Now this is called as pinnately compound leaf, and this is called as palmately compound or digitately compound. Now this is called as palmately compound because this is something similar to the arrangement of fingers in our palm. So all the fingers develop from the same level. So the leaflets or pinna are arranged like fingers, and therefore it is called as palmately compound or digitately compound, whereas this is called as pinnately compound. I think the difference between pinnately compound and palmately compound is clear. Now, these compound leaves are again subdivided into various types. For example, palmately compound leaf has got several subdivisions, and the pinnately compound leaf also has got several subdivisions. So let us see each one of them. Now coming to the subtypes of palmately compound leaves, see it is divided into unifoliately palmate, bifoliately palmate, trifoliately palmate, quadrifoliately palmate, and multifoliately palmate or digitately palmate. Now this is based on the number of leaflets of a pinna. Okay. Now what is unifoliate? Now here there is a single pinna. Now look at this. This is different from simple leaf because there is a petiole, and then at the tip of that there is a pinna. Now this is called as unifoliately palmate, and these kind of compound leaves are found in citrus. Look at the lemon plant leaf. You will find this. Okay. Now bifoliate means there are two pinna. Trifoliate means 3 leaflets. Quadrifoliate means 4, and multifoliate means more than 4, 5 and above. So these are the different types of palmately compound leaves, and in all these cases the pinna or the leaflets, they arise from a single point from the tip of the rachis. Therefore they are called as palmately compound leaves. Coming to pinnately compound leaves, again there are many subtypes, and the basic subtypes are depending on the number of branches the rachis has. So accordingly, there is unipinnately compound, bipinnately compound, tripinnately compound, and in some cases there is decompound leaf. Now, what are the differences between each one of them? Now, look at this diagram. Unipinnate. See here, rachis is undivided. Rachis is not divided further, and all the pinna or leaflets are arranged laterally on either side of the pinna. Look at this diagram and look at this also. So both are having undivided rachis. Rachis has got no further branching or branches. So both are called unipinnately compound leaf. But can you see a subtle difference between this unipinnately compound and this unipinnately compound? Look at the tip. Now at the tip, this has got a pair of leaflets. And if you count the total number of pinna or leaflets, they are in even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 like that. That means pinna are in pairs of 2. Each pinna is in pairs of 2. Okay. Now look at this. Now here at the tip of the rachis, there is one unpaired leaflet or pinna. So these are in pairs, whereas at the tip, there is one leaflet which is without a pair. Now if you count the total number of leaflets, you will get a odd number. So you will get 3, 5, 7, 9 like that. So if all the leaflets of a pinnately compound leaf are in pairs and the total number of leaflets is a even number, then it is called a paripinnate. Leaflets or pinna are in pairs of 2, and if the leaflets are in odd number with a single unpaired leaflet at the tip, then it is called as imparipinnate. So this is paripinnately unipinnate. This is imparipinnately unipinnate. I think now what is unipinnate and what are the two types, paripinnate and imparipinnate, is clear. Now coming to bipinnate, look at this. This is an example for bipinnately compound leaf. Here, this is the rachis, that's the main axis of the leaf. It is divided once into branches. See, these are the branches of the rachis. So the rachis is divided once, and the leaflets are arranged on these branches of the rachis, not directly on the rachis, like unipinnately compound. So the rachis is divided once, and the pinna are arranged on the branches of the rachis. Now this is called as bipinnately compound. The bipinnately compound may be again paripinnate or imparipinnate, depending on whether all the leaflets are in pairs or one unpaired leaflet in the tip of the branches of the rachis. Coming to tripinnately compound, here the rachis is divided 2 times. Imagine this is the main rachis, this is the first branch, this is the second branch. So primary rachis, secondary rachis, that's the first branch, and secondary rachis is divided again, tertiary branch, and the pinna are arranged on these second branches, not the first branch, second branch. So if the rachis is divided twice, 2 times, and the pinna are arranged on the second branching of the rachis, then such type of pinnately compound leaves are called as tripinnately compound. Now drumstick, that is the moringa plant. ನಿಮ್ಮನೇಲಿ ನುಗ್ಗೆ ಗಿಡ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ನುಗ್ಗೆ ಗಿಡದ ಎಲೆ ನೋಡಿ, you will find these kind of bipinnately compound leaves. And the last one is decompound leaves. Illi the rachis is divided many times, and on the tips of these rachis you will find small pinna, branched pinna, and these kind of leaves are called as decompound. And the coriander leaf is the best example for decompound leaf. So these are the different types of pinnately compound leaves: unipinnate, bipinnate, tripinnate, and the decompound, depending on the number of times the rachis is branched. So hope now the different types of leaf, simple leaf and compound leaf, and subtypes in each compound leaf, like palmately compound, pinnately compound, and subdivisions in them is clear. Now next, let us study an important part of the leaf, which is called stipule. Now what is a stipule? See, stipule is a appendage that is found at the base of the petiole. So at this point where the petiole joins the node, you will find some appendages, some scale-like structures in some of the leaves, whereas this may not be present in all the leaves. Some leaves may have it, some leaves may not have it. Now these appendages are called as stipules. Now you can see here. So this is also a stipule. Of course, the shape of the stipule is different. Here it is different. And leaves could be divided into two types depending on whether it has a stipule or stipule is absent. So if there is a stipule, then such leaves are called stipulate leaf. And if stipules are absent, then it is called exstipulate. So leaves two types, stipulate and exstipulate, depending on whether stipule is present or stipule is absent. And if the leaf is stipulate, if a stipule is present, then the stipule may be of different types. So there are many types of stipules which are called free lateral, interpetiolar, intrapetiolar, aureate, adnate, foliaceous, etc. So I have mentioned a few types of stipules, and you can see them on this associated diagram here. Can you make out the diagram? Chitra, kanta idya?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, look at this. This is free lateral stipule. See, hibiscus plant nodi, nimmanile dasavada gidda idre just nodi ivattu. Petiole basally you will find two scale-like structures. These are green scale-like structures on either side. So they are called free lateral. There are two stipules laterally on either side of the petiole, and each one is free. Therefore, this is called a free lateral. The best example is hibiscus plant. Now, this is adnate type of stipule. Adnate andre, see, there are two stipules on either side of the petiole, but these stipules are almost attached to the petiole. Petiole ke join agirutte stipules. Nodi illi. And can you remember one plant with this kind of stipules? Very common plant. Ellaru maneli irutte hechagi.
Rose.
Rose plant leaf nodi. Petiole base alli aa kade ee kade ಎರಡು green wing ತರ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. They are attached to the petiole. So this is adnate stipule. Okay. Then comes aureate. See, aureate andre, there is a single stipule at the base of the petiole, but this stipule, it forms a covering to the stem. At the nodal point, this becomes a covering to the entire stem, and this is called as aureate stipule. Then comes intrapetiolar stipule. This is intrapetiolar stipule. So the stipule, there are two stipules on either side of the petiole, but the two stipules have joined together and they are now found between the stem and the petiole. Petiole matte leaf madhye kanta ide single petiole, and this actually stipule is formed by the fusion of two stipules of either side. Now this is called as intrapetiolar. Petiole matte stem madhye kanisutta idu. Now this is called as interpetiolar. Look at the difference between intra and inter. Intra andre between petiole and stem. Illi inter andre nodi on either side of the petiole. Akade one petiole ide, ikade one petiole ide. Madhya you will find one stipule. So this is called as interpetiolar. Ixora plant. Ixora andre maneli kepula gida idre nodi. You will find this kind of stipule, interpetiolar stipule. And in some cases, the stipule is leaf-like. Stipule tumba dodda kanutte leaf ginta. Leaf sandirutte, but stipule itara tumba broad agi, it looks like a leaf. And this is called as a foliaceous stipule. Foliaceous andre leaf-like antarata. Okay. So these are the different types of stipules. Let me repeat: prelateral, interpetiolar, intrapetiolar, aureate, adnate, and foliaceous. Hope I am clear about the types of stipules. Now the next topic is phyllotaxy. See, phyllotaxy means It is the mode of arrangement of leaves at the nodes of the stem. Now you just observe different types of stems, whether leaves are arranged similarly or in the same fashion. All the stems, ella stem melu leaf onde tara arrangement agirutta? Probably you observe ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. No, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ plant ಅಲ್ಲಿ leaves are arranged in different ways around the stem. So this mode of arrangement, stem ಅಲ್ಲಿ leaf ಯಾವ ತರ arrange ಆಗಿದೆ, that pattern is called phyllotaxy. And basically there are three types of phyllotaxy: alternate phyllotaxy, opposite phyllotaxy, and whorled phyllotaxy. There are three types. Now alternate phyllotaxy andre, now you can see here, see this is alternate phyllotaxy. Can you see the diagram on the screen? Kanta idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So alternate, look at this. What is the arrangement? See, this is a stem, this is the nodal points, and at each node there is a single leaf. So from every node a single leaf develops, and look at the arrangement. They alternate with each other. They are not found on the same side. Illi the leaf is on this side, in the next node it is on the other side. Illi again on this side, illi this side. So the direction of leaf alternate at every node. So two important aspects. There is a single leaf at each node and they go on alternating. If one leaf is like this, the other leaf is like this. Next, etara. So alternating arrangement, this is called as alternate phyllotaxy, or this is also called as spiral phyllotaxy. Okay. Now opposite. So this is opposite. Now what is opposite? Nodally, from each node two leaf develops opposite to each other, and this is called as opposite phyllotaxy. Oppositely, there are two types of opposite phyllotaxy. One is called opposite superposed, the other one is called opposite decussate. See, this is opposite decussate. Decussate andre, this is the basal two pairs, this is the next two pair. Next, and look at the direction of the two pairs. See, idu ee tara ide, and the next pair is right angles to the first pair. That is, if the first pair ee tara adre, next pair ee tara irutte. So idu ee kade irutte, next ee kade mukha madutte. So this is decussate. Opposite superposed antadre, see all leaves ide direction, one direction irutte. So that is called opposite superposed. Next comes whorled phyllotaxy. Whorled andre, there will be more than two leaf at each node. More irbodu, naak irbodu, 5 irbodu, and they form a circle around the node. Node alli circle agutte nodi, whorl tara irutte. Now this is called as whorled phyllotaxy. So let me repeat, there are three important types of phyllotaxy: alternate, opposite, oppositely superposed, decussate, and then comes whorled phyllotaxy. Artha aita idu? What is phyllotaxy? So next comes venation. ಏನು venation ಅಂದ್ರೆ? Venation refers to the pattern of arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina. You may find those fine midrib and its branches, and they are arranged in different ways. Now this arrangement of veins and veinlets, branches of vein, this is called as venation. So illi basically ಎರಡು ತರ ಇದೆ: reticulate venation and parallel venation. Reticulate mainly found in dicot plants, parallel mainly found in monocot plants. Reticulate andre, the veins and veinlets, they form a network like structure. Parallel andre, the veins are arranged parallel to each other. Alli matte bere bere tara ide nodi. So this is the different types of reticulate venation. These are different types of parallel venation. Nodi illi veins are parallel to each other. Okay. And reticulate ge bandaga, you have two types: pinnately reticulate and palmately reticulate. Parallel kuda ashte, pinnately ಅಥವಾ ಯೂನಿಕೋಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಯೂನಿಕೋಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ವೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. palmately ಅಂದ್ರೆ many, multi-costate. So you can see here, see this is unicostate reticulate. There is a single midrib there and it branches produce ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, and all these branches together form a network. But look at this, this is multi-costate ಅಂದ್ರೆ there are many midribs. This is one midrib, this is second one, this is second, third one, fourth one. There are many ribs developing from the base itself. So together they form a network. So there are many midribs, multicostate. There is a single midrib, unicostate. So multicostate adaga, it may be convergent or divergent. This is divergent. Each midrib is moving away from each other. So this is divergent. This is convergent. There are three midribs. Idu ondu, eradu, mooru. All the midribs they meet at one point. But illi nodi tips are moving away from each other. So this is called divergent. This is called convergent. So this is multicostate divergent venation. This is multicostate convergent venation. So parallel kuda hage nodi. This is unicostate parallel. One midrib ide and there are many parallel branches. Okay. But idu nodi multicostate. Look at the boracious leaf. Tade mara idiyalva adar leaf nodi nimge ee tara kanutte. Parallel venation but multicostate. Many midribs barutte. So venation parallel reticulate. Okay. So this is clear. What is venation and what are the types of venation? Now let's move on to the last topic, modifications of leaf. As usual, leaf has got a specific function. What is the function of leaf? Photosynthesis. Okay. But in some plants, in addition to photosynthesis, leaves also take up additional functions. And to adapt itself to the additional functions, the structure of the leaf may be modified. In such cases, it is called leaf modification. Now, there are several important types of leaf modification. One is called phyllodes, leaf tendrils. Now, insectivorous leaves. Now, this is in case of insectivorous plants. Now, you know that some of the plants are modified to catch small insects and digest them. In those insectivorous plants, the leaf is modified into structures to catch or trap insects. So that is called as insectivorous leaf. Then in some plants, the leaf or part of the leaf, maybe stipule, may be modified into spines or hook-like structures. And in the extreme case, the leaf may be modified into a reproductive structure. The leaf will have small bud-like structures, and these buds will develop into a new plant. So the leaf helps in reproduction. Okay. So these are the different types of leaf modifications. Now this is what I meant phyllodes. Now you might have seen the acacia plant. Now in acacia plant, the leaves, mature leaves appear like this, or this is the mature leaf. But this is not actually the leaf. This is the petiole part of the leaf. The leaf stalk becomes green and flat like a leaf. So modified petiole into leaf-like structure, this is called as a phyllodes. Now what happens to the real leaf? See, this is the young leaf. Young leaf only, you will have pinnately compound leaf like this, young acacia. But this part disappears gradually. The actual leaf blade is disappear, whereas the petiole becomes a flattened leaf-like. Now such leaf-like structure developing from the petiole of the plant, this is called as phyllodes. See, this is the actual leaf, normal leaf, but mature leaf is part iralla, whereas only the petiole becomes green and leaf-like. So this modified petiole is called as phyllodes, and this is found in acacia plants. Now this is what I said, insectivorous plants. See, this is called as the pitcher plant in the and this is called a drosera. This is pitcher plant. Nepenthes is the botanical name. This is called a sundew plant. Drosera is the botanical name. Illinois. The leaf blade is modified into a pitcher, a cup-like structure, and this is the one which helps in trapping insects. Idrolagade insect bandaga trap agutte, adakondu lid kuda irutte. So insect band kuda this lid close agutte, and inside this pitcher the insects are digested and the nutrition is absorbed. So here the actual now basically leaf tara kanta ide nodi, that is actually the petiole. Petiole becomes leaf-like, but the actual leaf blade is modified into either pitcher cup-like structures. Okay, so this is called as pitcher plant. And illi the leaf is modified into spoon-like structures with those tentacles. So idu nodi, actually insect illi bandaga idu leaf hige ಹೀಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಲೀಫು. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಅದು ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ದಿ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್, ಟ್ರಾಪ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡ್ರೋಸೆರಾ, ಸ್ಪೂನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. So these are all modifications of leaves to trap insects. Okay, now this is a reproductive leaf. I think all of you have seen this leaf. Maybe when we were young, we used to keep these leaves in the between the pages of our book, and it used to produce small plantlets marginally. So this is called as bryophyll anta karitare idanna. So this is one example for reproductive leaf. So on the leaf margin there are buds, vegetative buds irutte, and these buds will develop into new plants. So this is a modification for reproduction. And this is the gloriosa plant. This is called a glory lily. And here the tips of the leaf is modified into tendril-like structures for climbing, leaf tendril. So here the tendrils are formed by the modification of leaf tip. Therefore it is called leaf tendril. And finally leaf spines. Nodi. Which plant is this? We have covered this already last class. Anybody?
Opuntia.
Opuntia. And it's an example for Opuntia is an example for what? Stem modification. Exactly. Okay. So here the entire leaf is modified into spine-like structure. Now this leaf-like structure is actually the modified stem, whereas this is the modified leaf. Leaves are modified into spine-like structures. This is Gigipus plant, where the leaf is normal, but the stipules are modified into spine-like structures. So these are called leaf spines. So these are the various types of leaf modifications. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. So here are some questions. Leaves are attached at which point? Anybody?
Nodes.
Node. Node, exactly. Okay. Now anytime the class may come to an end. Okay. So node is the answer. Flat green part of the leaf is? Which is the green part of the leaf?
Lamina.
Lamina.